on, darling. Tea. Tea. It's 4:30.
Can't be only dozed off for a few minutes.
You've been asleep for over an hour.
Really? Well, I must have needed it.
Well, you will overdo the gardening. I've told you before, you shouldn't try to do so much at your age.
What do you mean at my age?
Well, you're getting on a bit now.
Rubbish. Age has got nothing to do with it. You're as young as you feel. Oh!
What's the trouble? Growing pains?
No, of course not. No, it's this couch. It doesn't give you proper support.
I should try wearing one. Oh, are you getting a bit deaf as well?
I heard you, but I shall ignore it. Now, where's the tea?
It's right in front of you. Put your glasses on.
Oh, blimey. Anything else? Do you want to count me grey hairs?
Oh, darling, don't get touchy. I just want you to look after yourself. You know, you go raving mad at the weekend with golf and gardening and washing the car. You must remember, you're nearly 50.
Nowhere near 50.
Well, what do you call 48?
Well, nearly 49.
Almost 50.
Good God, June, I'm surprised you bother to wake me up. Just call me Rip Van Winkle and give me a shout when I'm 60.
Oh, drink your tea. I'm sure Susie won't mind if we start without her.
Susan? Huh?
Your daughter.
I know that.
Oh, good. I thought your memory might be going as well.
Now, listen, June, I have not reached my doties just because I had a little nap on a Sunday afternoon. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, dear, except that it happens to be Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remembered it was the weekend. It'd be nice to see Susie again. You know, she doesn't seem to have much time for her father these days.
Oh, well, you know what youngsters are like once they're on their own. And she does have lots of friends.
Mostly men, if I know Susan.
Well, why not? What would you expect from a pretty girl of 19?
I know jolly well what I'd expect. And that's what worries me.
Well, at least you don't have that problem with Debbie.
It's a pity Susan can't supply her with a few of her rejects.
Stop grumbling. You know you're very proud of both of them.
Of course I am. But you worry more with girls. I think I shall have to have another talk with Susan.
Oh, Terry, darling, don't go launching into one of your lectures the minute she arrives.
Oh, give me credit for a little intelligence. These sort of things demand tact and subtlety.
Yes, dear.
I shall do it gradually, and I shall choose my words very carefully.
Yes, dear. In here, darling.
Hello, my love. Oh, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
You sure you're not in any sort of trouble?
No.
Because, I mean, you can talk freely with us, because we're your mother and father. You understand, and we're not old-fashioned. If there's anything at all on your mind, that's what we're here for. So come on out with it.
How's that for a few well-chosen words delivered with tact and subtlety? Hello, darling.
Hello, Mummy. You're looking absolutely marvellous.
Well, so are you. Thank you, darling.
Now come and sit next to me, over here. Now, come on, June, pour a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Now, have a piece of this cake.
Oh, no, I mustn't, thanks. I don't want to get too fat.
Your father doesn't seem to mind.
Oh.
Don't listen to that rubbish. According to her, I'm fat, 50 and finished.
I wouldn't say you were finished.
Oh, thank you. Like mother, like daughter. Oh, she's a lovely beauty. Now, come on. Tell us all the news. What have you been doing, and who have you been doing it with?
Oh, Daddy, you always ask me that.
I'm not surprised. Every time you phone up, there's some new love in your life.
Oh, come on, let the poor girl drink her tea.
Yeah, it's not so Graham, is it?
No.
Oh, good. I was never struck with him. Oh, shifty-eyed, scruffy little devil. And Oliver, what's his name? He was just as bad. And all the same with this art school of yours. And why can't you meet somebody like Mark Phillips?
But if you buy me a horse, I might.
Darling, you mustn't judge people by their looks. All art students are a bit bohemian.
They're not a bad crowd. Anyway, I've met someone now who's really something else.
You mean he's not a proper man?
Oh, darling, you are out of touch. It's an expression they use.
Oh,
Yeah, so, like getting it together.
I sincerely hope you haven't.
Oh, Dad, don't be such a drag.
Drag? Don't they talk English anymore? I mean, you need an interpreter to talk to your children these days.
Stop putting me on.
She's doing it again.
Darling, I think perhaps you'd better use a language your father can join in. Do tell us about this young man of yours.
Well, I wouldn't call him young exactly. In fact, he's really quite old.
Old? How old?
He's a 32.
32 isn't old, is it, Terry?
According to you, that's nearly 40.
I know there's quite a difference difference in our ages, but it doesn't really matter.
He's not married, I hope.
Of course not.
Or divorced.
No.
Perhaps he's just been waiting around for someone like Susie. Are you in love with him?
I don't know yet, but he's rather super.
Well, perhaps it's not a bad idea. A more mature man will keep her out of mischief.
What's his name?
Tristan.
Tristan? Where does she find them?
You may have even heard of him. Tristan Bedford.
No, I don't think so, dear.
No, I'd remembered a name like that.
Well, his name's been on the screen a few times. He's a television producer.
Oh.
Oh, Susan, it's obvious you haven't listened properly to any of the advice I've given you.
What's the matter?
Well, why couldn't he work in a bank or insurance or be a salesman like me? Something fine and decent. Anything but in that wicked world of show business.
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? And pick up any newspaper and you could see the sort of things that go on in show business. It's all sex, scandals, booze and bed.
No wonder they can't get people to work in banks and insurance.
Don't interrupt. And as regards television producers, I mean, they're the worst of the lot. If you ask me, they ought to be called television seducers.
You believe everything you read. Tristan isn't like that at all. Anyway, he's not really in show business. He does documentaries.
Oh, well, that's different, dear. Your father never watches those.
I do.
Only the ones on sex, booze, and bed. Don't you ever watch Probe?
Who?
Oh, yes, Probe. I saw a very good one on the plight of the homeless.
Tristan did that?
Did he?
You see, he's not what you think at all, Daddy. It's not fair to judge until you've met him.
When could we do that, dear?
Well, I was going to ask you round for a drink tomorrow night.
Oh, we'd love to, wouldn't we, Terry?
Yes, I think I better do a bit of probing myself.
Oh, Lord. Just let Mummy come on her own.
No, I insist.
But, Daddy, I'd rather you didn't. You're bound to say something that'll sound a bit silly.
Oh, no, I won't. I mean, I'm a salesman. My job is talking to people. I can adapt myself to any situation, even to this peculiar modern chat that you go in for.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so don't get your knickers in a twist. I'll soon get switched on to this television friend of yours, and if he really is something else and wants to put it together, I'll be there putting it on. In drag.
No way.
Pardon?
Oh, go back to sleep.
Right.
You have made it nice and cozy, darling.
Not bad. I love the colour scheme.
What'd you say?
The colours are nice.
What's on ice?
No, dear. Susie's done very well with the plaid.
Yeah, speak up.
Oh, never mind.
No, I can't hear. The music.
Can't you, Daddy? Do you want it louder?
No. Don't you ever get complaints about the noise?
No.
Well, you've got one now. Turn it up. That's right. I can't hear a word.
Don't shout, dear. You'll disturb the neighbours.
That'll be Tristan.
Now, Terry, promise me, just for Susie's sake, that you won't be pompous and aggressive.
Am I usually?
Yes.
This is Mummy and Daddy.
Good evening, Mrs. Fletcher.
Hello, Tristram.
How do you do, sir?
Oh, no, please. No need for that. No, just call me Terry. And this is June. My daughter's told me all about you. You're in television, I believe.
Yes, but you mustn't hold that against me.
Oh, no, it's fascinating. Must be terribly exciting to meet all those interesting people.
Sometimes. But it isn't all glamour, you know.
Oh, I know that. Good heavens, I'm only an average viewer, but we realise the amount of work that goes into the programmes. Even the rubbishy ones.
Please sit down. Would you like a drink, darling?
Oh, yes, just a Coke, please.
Tell me something. Is Meg going to be all right? Crossroads. Yeah. Well, she wasn't feeling too well the other night. They had to send for the doctor. I wondered if you'd heard anything.
I'm afraid I wouldn't know about that. I mean, that's the other channel. You see, I'm BBC.
Oh, much better than the other lots, yeah. We're always saying that, aren't we, June?
Oh, yes, dear. And I must congratulate you on those documentaries of yours.
Oh, thanks very much.
First class. Prod, isn't it?
Probe.
That's it. Never miss it.
Well, in actual fact, we're going to do a new series. Have you told them about it, Sue?
Well, no, not yet. You're the producer. I thought it'd be better coming from you.
Oh, you tell us what's going to be the subject this time.
Well, do you remember that program about a family where they took the cameras into the house and recorded the everyday lives of ordinary people?
Yes, quite revealing.
Well, Tristram wants to do something like that. Only this time it's a family with a different background.
Yes. We want to show the middle-class struggle for survival, the stress and strain of their economic plight and how they're coping with it. Maybe take a look at the relationship within the family.
The attitude of children, parents, and so forth.
And you mean that particular family would be under close scrutiny?
Oh, yes. I mean, the cameras would be there, looking at them all the time.
Yes. Well, I can imagine it having a certain morbid fascination for the viewers, but isn't that an intrusion on one's privacy?
Oh, we wouldn't do it without their consent, naturally.
I should think you'd have a job finding any family willing to have their intimate lives exposed to millions of viewers.
Why should you think that?
Well, Daddy's right, darling. Could be most embarrassing.
But that other family that did it weren't embarrassed. In fact, they rather enjoyed the sudden fame of it all.
I'm sorry, Susan, but one must have one's principles. I mean, it's too easy to stoop to that sort of cheap publicity.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that you feel like that, Mr. Fletcher, because, well, quite frankly, Sue and I had hoped to use your family.
Oh, good heavens, we wouldn't want that, would we, Terry?
Well, no. On the other hand, there are two ways of looking at it, and maybe one shouldn't be selfish and deprive the world of a rare experience. Maybe we should share our joys, our sorrows, our determinations, and show why a family like ours is so much a part of the great British heritage.
You just want to be on the telly.
Oh, no. Oh, no, do you know? No, this is something finer and nobler than personal prestige. It will be our gift to posterity.
Surely, darling, one must have principles. I mean, isn't it just too easy to stoop to that sort of cheap publicity?
Rubbish. Don't listen to the wife. I mean, she just doesn't dig the scene. She just can't get it together. No way.
I take it that means you've made up your mind.
Well, naturally, I shall consider the family. I mean, Frank's in Hong Kong, so he's out of it, and Susan wants to do it.
Oh, yes, you bet.
Debbie will come home like a shot, and old Aunt Lucy will do what she's told. So that just leaves you, June. The fly in the ointment.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't like it, and if those cameras move into our house, I shall move out.
There's one in every family.
Oh, now look, sir. I don't want to cause any trouble between you and Mrs. Fletcher. I mean, we have to have complete agreement.
Go on, Mummy, be a sport. You'll come out of it better than any of us.
Darling, I'd be petrified. I just couldn't face all those cameras.
Oh, I promise you, Mrs. Fletcher, after a while, you won't even notice them.
Oh, June, love, June. Don't you realise that you are the star of the family? Queen Mother, so to speak. I can see people now pointing at you in the street and saying, there goes the gracious and lovely Mrs. Fletcher, mother of those two beautiful children, who, with typical generous warmth, has also given shelter to a frail old lady in reduced circumstances.
Aren't you forgetting someone?
No? Who?
My prince consort.
Oh, me? Oh, no. Mine will be the mere role of the onlooker. I shall melt into the background, a sort of benign father figure, only there to give help and comfort.
Darling, Tristram wants you as you are, not as we'd like you to be. When will it start?
Well, hopefully towards the end of next month. If you agree, we'll make all the arrangements. Oh, I assure you, Mrs. Fletcher, I've got a very good camera crew. We'll give you as little inconvenience as possible.
It shouldn't take longer than 5 or 6 weeks.
As long as that?
Go on, Mummy, please say yes.
Well, if it means so much to everyone, how can I refuse? Though I must say, I don't know how I can live through 6 weeks of your benign father melting all over the place.
You won't regret this, June. This is history in the making. This is not some footling little 30 minutes of This Is Your Life. No, this is a long, successful series in the true tradition of the BBC. The Pallisers. Another Henry VIII. The Forsyte Saga.
Let's hope it isn't a lack of foresight saga. Come on, Soames. Time to go home.
To do this is to forget that we're here at all. Don't look at the camera. No, look, just direct your conversation at each other. Be absolutely natural. And if anything goes wrong, don't worry, because we can always cut it out afterwards. Right? So just go and sit where you would naturally and relax.
Oh, sorry, darling.
Oh, I feel nervous, Mum.
Oh, gosh, Debbie, so do I.
You'll be all right, Mummy.
How do I look, dear?
Oh, lovely, Lucy.
I do hope this dress is all right. I had it cleaned specially.
Hey, where's that got to?
Oh, I don't know, dear. Give him a shout, will you?
Okay.
Come on, Dad. Hurry up. Oh, isn't this exciting? I feel just like Dame Edith Evans. Don't the girls look pretty?
Oh, yes.
Perhaps you'll start getting fan mail.
And who knows, Aunt Lucy, you might collect yourself a few stage door Johnnies.
I do remember once when I was in an amateur production of The Quaker Girl in Calcutta, my ayah...
Are we on yet?
No, we're not shooting yet, no.
Oh, good. I just want a quick word with June. Can I borrow your Max Factor?
Whatever for?
Oh, can't go on without makeup.
Oh, no, it's all right. We've been told we don't need any.
You're all using it.
Only what we'd have on normally.
Is there something the matter, Mr. Fletcher?
No. I just thought a little teensy-weensy touch of foundation might give me the sort of suntan look.
No, just as you are, I'll be fine.
If you say so.
Yes,
Fine.
right. If you just sit yourself down, we'll have a run at it, eh?
Right, good.
Susie's producer friend is a nice young man, isn't
Thank
he?
you, Lucy.
And very good looking too, isn't he? He reminds me of dear Bertha.
Lucy, love.
Yes?
Lucy, are you going to be all right there?
Perfectly, dear.
You don't think it'd be better over here?
No, why disturb her? Leave her alone.
Or she might get in the way of a draft that comes under the door. Change places with me.
Oh, all right, dear, I don't mind.
Yeah, there we are. Yes, that's a lot better for you. Right, ready when you are, Tristram.
Okay.
What is that?
What's what?
That pipe. You haven't smoked one for years.
Well, I'm not smoking it. I'm just holding it. It helps me to relax.
Right. Now, could you all give us just a level for the sound? Girls, could you say something?
Hello? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's fine. Now you, Mrs. Fletcher.
Oh, well, is this all right?
Yes, and now you, Aunt Lucy.
Hello. 1, 2, 3, testing.
Splendid.
Roger and out.
And now you, Mr. Fletcher.
Oh, to be or not to be?
There's no need to shout.
No.
Just give us your normal voice.
That is his normal voice.
But soft, what light from yonder window?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
What?
They can't hear you, Romeo.
June, you mind your own business.
That's fine. If you can just ignore us, try to be yourselves, and start chatting when you feel like it.
Will do.
Turn over.
One, take one. Off you go.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, go on, Mum, say something. Well. Isn't it awful when it comes to it? You can't think of a thing to say.
I think perhaps we might have a bit of rain.
Oh, what a pity. I thought it was going to be nice today.
It was quite nice yesterday.
But not as nice as the day before.
Oh, for heaven's sake, we're not giving them a weather forecast.
Well, all right, then you start the conversation.
Right. Well, June, Debbie, Susan, and dear Aunt Lucy. In fact, all my dear family, all that is, except my son Frank, who's in Hong Kong, is a civil engineer, a very clever boy. As we're now gathered in the relaxed atmosphere of our middle-class home in Ealing, I was about to say what we treasure most is the freedom of speech, the right of the individual to express their own opinions, a frank and exchange of ideas without which no family can live in harmony.
I think it's about time.
Shut up, Debbie. Daddy's talking. No, Susan. Remember how Mother and I have taught you to respect me?
We do, Daddy, but honestly, there are times when you do get a bit impossible.
Me?
Yes, you never really understood us. It's one of the reasons I moved into my own flat.
Susan, shush!
Now, come on, you two. We don't want an argument.
Not an argument. No, it's what Dad said. A frank and open exchange of ideas.
Lucy, I do think it is going to rain. Oh, June, darling. Sweetie, I should have mentioned it before, my pet, but you do look absolutely ravishing, Poppet.
Are you feeling all right?
Of course. That colour does suit you, dearest. Isn't that the rather expensive little number I bought you in the last batch?
No, dear, I got this at Marks and Sparks.
Who?
Same place to get your underwear.
Oh, you know you can't advertise on BBC. What do you want to say that for? Now, we can't use that bit.
Cut. Just hold it. Now, look, folks, I'm afraid we can't use any of that so far.
Oh, something wrong at your end?
No. It's just that what we're getting is not really what we're after. I mean, the whole thing's just a bit forced. Conversation's a bit too stilted.
Yes, I felt that, yes. But, I mean, give them a chance. I mean, they will get better.
No, they're fine, actually. I was just wondering if we could get you to be a bit more relaxed.
Me? I thought I was holding the thing together rather well.
Well, perhaps we ought to try too hard. I mean, the ladies are tending to be somewhat swamped.
I see your problem. Yes, we must get them to come up a bit. Yes. Can we all have you a little bit more animated?
We're trying to be ourselves.
You're the one going over the top. You'll never change, Dad.
Oh, I suppose you get used to these little outbursts of temperament.
Yes, well, look, perhaps we could get the feminine angle going first, eh? I mean, let them talk for a bit, and then you could come in later.
How would it be? How would it be if they had a little chit-chat amongst themselves about shopping, whatever women do talk about, then after a while, I come in and it'll give you a bit of movement.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, they can sort of bring the conversation gradually, quite easily round to me, say, you know, like, where's dear old daddy? And then I could breeze in, and I think you'll find it'll give the whole thing a bit of a lift.
Sure. Yes. Good. Let's try that, shall we, right?
Fine, okay. Please, don't let me down.
Right now, ladies. I'd like your views on things like the cost of living. Debbie, your life at university. Your aunt's attitude to the values of today.
I'd like to say something about student-teacher relationship.
Fine.
May I make a suggestion?
Oh, please do, Mrs. Fletcher.
Why don't we lock the door?
Did I miss something?
No, just a joke.
A joke? Oh, I got plenty of jokes.
No.
No.
Perhaps a bit later,
Yeah,
eh?
I'll get it back together. String of jokes and a dance.
Right, turn over.
1, take 2.
Whenever you like.
Oh, it didn't rain after all. Isn't the cost of living today terrible?
I know I can't manage very well. What about you, Mummy? How much housekeeping does Daddy give you each week?
Not enough.
Then you should demand more.
Well, darling, one has to choose the right moment to ask for that sort of thing, and according to your father, there never is a right moment.
Then you should go on strike. Refuse him a meal now and then.
That's a good idea.
Oh, but men are all the same. They'll spend enough on their own pleasures. How do you...
Hello, everyone! By Jove, I was in cracking form today.
Here's dear old daddy.
I expect you've been missing me.
Probably what the golf ball said.
We of the middle class enjoy our sport. There's nothing like a little bit of healthy exercise for all of us in this day and age. And swimming, tennis, squash, I do the lot. I think I can truthfully say I'm in pretty good form, aren't I, June?
Oh, not bad, dear, considering you're nearly 50.
No, we'll have to do that bit again. Do you mind? And June, could you make that mid-40s?
Look, Mr. Fletcher, could you please just leave it to me, eh? I mean, we've got an awful lot to get through this week.
All right, I was just trying to help.
Right.
Okay.
Fine.
Not another word. Not
Okay.
another word. Okay, press on.
You know, I think it is raining.
Shut up!
That's very benign.
Oh, dear, my shares have gone down.
Oh, you wicked old capitalist. Unearned income should be stopped.
Oh, surely you wouldn't expect Lucy to go out to work at her age?
No, but in a well-ordered society, it's up to the state to make...
Good morning, family. Hi there, girls. Boy, oh boy, June, those cookies sure look good. And I love Lucy. I thought this might help the American sales.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. There's all the difference in the world between smoking that dreadful stuff and having a pleasant little drink.
Yes, but more people become addicted to alcohol than ever do to pot.
I only have one or two at the most.
What do you think about drink, Daddy?
Well, I can tell you that, pal, I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't fool me at all, but tell me why should it be true that I get a kick, pal? Oh, what a kick.
Somebody give him one, please.
And if you can't always afford meat, you can make a nice vegetable soup. It's really very economical.
It's worth remembering, Mum. Where would you men be without a woman?
Where would you women be without the practical mind of a man? We haven't even got the power switched on.
Debbie, when you see all the trees and flowers around you, how can you possibly say there's no God?
Quite right, Susie.
Oh, you're all so old-fashioned. Don't you realise that there's a perfectly reasonable scientific explanation for everything?
You fat-headed, egocentric twit!
Oh, no, Susie, darling. Of course I don't mind. Well, no, he's not back yet, but I promise I'll break it to him gently. I think I can hear him. I'd better go. Love to Tristram. Bye, darling.
June, darling, where are you, my precious?
In here, sweetie.
Just a little present to show you how much I appreciate my beautiful wife and my lovely daughters. And where the hell's the camera, then?
They're gone.
What do you mean, gone?
Well, they've gone. They left this afternoon.
Oh, what, was it something I said?
I think it was everything you said. They've had enough.
You mean they're not doing the programme now?
Well, not with us anyway.
Are you sure?
But, darling, didn't you notice the vans have all gone?
Well, there was some sort of van out there. It just shows you they've got no feeling at all, these television people. You let them into your home and give them hospitality, and you give them every bit of cooperation, and they drop you just like that.
Well, anyway, I think you were right. I think it was a dreadful intrusion.
The television people are at the door.
I'll tell them a thing or two. Now then, look here.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes, now just what do you think you're playing at?
it's a little game we play called Detector Van, sir. It appears you've got no license for your set.
June? June!
Stay with us as we journey down to Albert Square for EastEnders next.
Come on, darling. Tea. Tea. It's 4:30.
Can't be only dozed off for a few minutes.
You've been asleep for over an hour.
Really? Well, I must have needed it.
Well, you will overdo the gardening. I've told you before, you shouldn't try to do so much at your age.
What do you mean at my age?
Well, you're getting on a bit now.
Rubbish. Age has got nothing to do with it. You're as young as you feel. Oh!
What's the trouble? Growing pains?
No, of course not. No, it's this couch. It doesn't give you proper support.
I should try wearing one. Oh, are you getting a bit deaf as well?
I heard you, but I shall ignore it. Where's the tea?
It's right in front of you. Put your glasses on.
Oh, blimey. Anything else? Do you want to count me grey hairs?
Oh, darling, don't get touchy. I just want you to look after yourself. You know, you go raving mad at the weekend with golf and gardening and washing the car. You must remember, you're nearly 50.
Nowhere near 50.
Well, what do you call 48?
Well, nearly 49.
Almost 50.
Good God, June, I'm surprised you bother to wake me up. Just call me Rip Van Winkle and give me a shout when I'm 60.
Oh, drink your tea. I'm sure Susie won't mind if we start without her.
Susan? Huh?
Your daughter.
I know that.
Oh, good. I thought your memory might be going as well.
Now, listen, June, I have not reached my dotage just because I had a little nap on a Sunday afternoon. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, dear, except that it happens to be Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remembered it was the weekend. It'd be nice to see Susie again. You know, she doesn't seem to have much time for her father these days.
Oh, well, you know what youngsters are like once they're on their own. And she does have lots of friends.
Mostly men, if I know Susan.
Well, why not? What would you expect from a pretty girl of 19?
I know jolly well what I'd expect. And that's what worries me.
Well, at least you don't have that problem with Debbie.
It's a pity Susan can't supply her with a few of her rejects.